Oh, the big Galactico striker merry-go-round is heating up as The Athletic published an article on Victor Gyökeres. Is Gyökeres? I think the G's silent. Potentially going to Arsenal, maybe. They like him. Of course, we know Alexander Isak will likely-ish leave Newcastle and possibly go to Liverpool. He could replace Salah. Ooh, interesting. We know for sure that Manchester United are interested in Victor Osimhen, as are Chelsea. But who's going where? And also, I want to reflect on Matheus Cunha, again, pretty much saying, get me the ruddy heck out of Wolves. It's a transfer sensation out there, gang. Hey, thanks for joining me here on the channel, Football Yannick, and you are most welcome, viewer. And you know what, man? If you are yet to subscribe, why don't you do so to this channel? That would be awesome to have you on board for what hopefully is a developing platform here, Football Yannick. I really just like talking about non-Chelsea stuff. So to have this second channel, this sister channel as it were, I'm having a ruddy, lovely time. So yeah, I'm going to actually react to two articles here, both on The Athletic, Cunha and Victor Gyökeres, and talk about this, just generally this striker merry-go-round. Let's just start off with Cunha, because he's kind of a sort of striker himself. He's a forward, isn't he? But he can play as an attacking midfielder, as a forward, as a sort of wide inside forward. Certainly he seems like a clutch, quite high-profile player. You know, he seems really, really good. He shouldn't really be at Wolves anymore. In the same way, Diogo Jota, Pedro Neto, like, no disrespect to Wolves, but he's the next one, you know, off the conveyor belt in terms of Wolves making money for a superstar. Luke Bosher writes this: Wolverhampton Wanderers forward Matheus Cunha says, quote, he needs to take the next step and challenge for major honours. So he's 25 years old and he only signed a new contract in February, which runs until 2029 and contains a release clause. The new deal, adding 2 years to his existing terms at Wolves, rewarded Cunha with a significant wage rise after an impressive 18 months at Molineux. It's essentially also, I'll sign a new deal so you get more money for me when you do sell me, but, like, you know, give me more peas in the meantime. But he's clearly, like, made his intentions clear here, right? Cunha had previously attracted interest from Arsenal and Nottingham Forest, and I mean, Nottingham Forest now, like, people at the time that were being linked to Forest were like, I don't want to go there, including, Trevoh Chalobah at my club. Had everyone known they were going to be, like, top 3 team this season, maybe they would have made the move, but will they stay there next season? Who knows? Yes, and speculation has continued over his long-term future despite his contract extension. Well, that's probably because of what he's recently said, one would say. He said this, quote, I had a lot of offers, but I wouldn't feel well if I had done it, left Wolves at the time. He told The Guardian, and this was an interview published on Sunday, some things you can't control, which is today, by the way, but I couldn't leave the club in the middle of the season in a difficult situation in the relegation zone. What a great guy. What a good guy. Now we're close to achieving our goal. So, staying up. But I've made it clear that I need to take the next step. I want to fight for titles, for big things. I have potential. You have self-belief, mate. I tell you that much. He's still serving a 4-game ban. This guy is just always getting himself into trouble. Look, man, he's a wicked player entering his prime. I don't think he's the kind of player that a club like Chelsea would buy right now, but someone who needs a plug and play, we could probably do it, a bit of a knobhead, but not too much of a knobhead, because his problem is he literally always gets into fights. There's no doubting the quality of this Brazilian superstar attacker. He is, not only is he work hard, he's tenacious, he's just clutch. He's got these clutch moments where he scores wonder goals to turn the tide, which is a very, very important thing. I always talk about football in like a theatre, or like So like where teams pick up and sort of assume the roles in the game, like, okay, we're gonna lose this game. So like for example, Man City did an amazing amazing tactic switch comeback against Bournemouth. Bournemouth did absolutely nothing in their second half, but they kind of just assumed the role of, oh yeah, we're just not going to do anything here. A player like Cunha is the kind of guy that goes, no, bollocks to that. Superb goal, breaking, piercing the matrix and the narrative. So to change fortunes, maybe I'm going a little bit like overly poetic there, but yeah, he's an awesome player. My only huge red flag would be the red mist. Him always getting sent off and just doing needless fights off the ball, and that's it's not even like he's an 18, 19-year-old that needs to like calm down and have his testosterone and hormones. So bro's 25 going on 26. You can't be doing this now. You're an adult. We'll see what happens with him. I do want to speak about the striker situation because David Ornstein has written with James McNicholas. Arsenal are developing a strong interest in Victor Gyökeres as they consider options in the summer. He's long been admired by Arsenal's new sporting director, Andrea Berta, whose appointment was confirmed today at time of recording, Sunday. So the replacement for Edu, and he's expected to figure prominently among those who consider signing in the transfer window. Basically, they really like the look of him. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta is a huge fan of Alexander Isak. No shit. Everybody is. However, Newcastle United have no intention of letting this star player leave St. James's Park. We'll talk about that in a moment. And it would take a massive fee for them even to consider his departure. Arsenal they have also done a lot of work on RB Leipzig's Benjamin Sesko, who may prove to be a more cost-effective solution, but it's unclear if they will proceed with a move for the 21-year-old Slovenia international, who's got multiple suitors, including Chelsea. Can I just say on Sesko, excuse me, I've just eaten my dinner, so I'm a little bit full of food. My thing with Sesko is, he looks good, he scores bangers, he's definitely like a number 9, in this world where people just want conventional profiles of strikers number 9. I get it, but I've said this on Football Therapy, I would just much rather sign Liam Delap. If you want to talk about a proper number 9 who we've seen operate in the Premier League, score goals, occupy defenders, bully defenders, run into space, occupy space. I'm not saying Sesko can't do it, but, Ipswich will probably get relegated, and therefore Delap you probably get for, 20 million less than Sesko, and I've seen him do it in the Prem, and he's also 21. That's just my personal preference, or the way I see it. But Sesko has been seen. Arsenal have tried to sign him. They're talking about here. Chelsea's definitely spoken to him and his people before. I'm probably, other big European clubs have probably scouted him and contacted them as well. But I'm just quickly going to check something. Okay, so I'm just looking at his numbers now. They're pretty good. He's got 10 league goals in 24 appearances. So it's not, it's and in 1900 minutes. So what's he on for? He's on for a 16 goal season, league goal season. 5 assists, to be honest, 5 assists as well, which is nothing to be sniffed at. He will assist a teammate. And he has got 4 Champions League goals in 522 minutes, which is a much more impressive return. I don't know. To me, it's very much he scores goals, and he's a big, he's 195 centimeters tall, he's 21, he looks good, he can score bangers, and can score goals. He's only got 2 Man of the Match awards. I don't think he's worth the hype. I think many teams, and I genuinely include all of these, Man United, Arsenal, Liverpool, and Chelsea, if Sesko was signed to these clubs, I don't think any of the fan bases, unless you're a proper hipster, will be super gassed on him. But I think they'd be like, well, it's good that we've got him than not got him, because everyone thinks they need a striker. He's a striker. He's up and coming. So I don't think, provided he's not silly money, I reckon people would probably be semi-satisfied with him, but I don't think he's top of the tree. But Victor Gyökeres, therefore, is a more prominent candidate that he might have been in the past for Arsenal, Ornstein writes here. The Sweden international is 26 now. So he has become one of Europe's most prolific attackers since moving from Portugal to Portugal from Coventry City in 2023. To be honest, he was pretty good for Coventry as well, but no one really cares too much when you pop off in the Championship, unless you are, was it Aston Villa that got Ollie Watkins from Brentford, who was popping off at the time, and then of course he was replaced by Tony. Correct me if I'm wrong, if I've got that timeline wrong, but you know that people do sometimes look at top scorers in the Championship and consider them in the Prem, but yeah, not like top elite European clubs. And in this case, he goes to Sporting Club de Portugal, continues to score a lot of goals, scores a lot for Sweden. He's probably gutted, really, that Alexander Isak is also Swedish, because it's just stealing the limelight from him. Gyökeres scored 85 goals and 26 assists in 92 games for Sporting. I mean, that is insane. Helping them lift the league last year. This season, he scored 30 goals in 26 appearances. I repeat, 30 in 26. Over a goal a game, significantly. I mean, that is mad. I know it's not like the highest level, and Sporting are a good team in not the highest level, but still, strengthening up front is a priority for Arsenal, unsurprisingly, guys. Of course, Kai Havertz, Gabby Jesus injured. I mean, neither of them are proper central centre forwards, if you ask me. Even Jesus operated better out wide, I think. They did make an approach for Ollie Watkins that was wafted away. And wow, and Arsenal discussed loaning Milan striker Morata before he eventually joined Galatasaray. Yeah, Morata at this point in his career has just got Galatasaray written all over him, you know. Arsenal returns to the Premier League on Tuesday. Really, really interesting. I mean, if Arsenal sign Victor Gyökeres, Arsenal fans, I think, will be very, very happy. Arsenal have shown they will spend a lot of money on players. They spent 68 million quid on Havertz from Chelsea, which is a lot of money. They spent, obviously, 100 million on Rice. They will fork out cash, 50, 60. And, you know, I think probably Gyökeres will be 80 million. And because he's a strikers at a premium, I could just see them doing it. Now, many people thought he might go to Man United to be reunited with Ruben Amorim. Of course, you know, Man United are in a terrible state, but they're still Man United. And I know they're cost cutting, but I imagine, well, I'm assuming, I'm being presumptuous, that they'll still be able to conjure up a good wage for him. And he knows, you know, Amorim knows how to work him. But Amorim looks like he's just forgotten how to work footballers generally of late. Isak, I know it says there in an article that Isak will be hard to pry away from Newcastle. I wonder if that's a briefing. I do think he's the one, isn't he? I keep saying it. Alexander Isak is the one. If you could choose any striker for your club, that's not like, I don't know, Mbappe, because even, like, you know, like, let's say, like, obviously Lewandowski's super old. I mean, I just think Isak at 25 years old, it's just showing he can just operate however you want him to in the Premier League. I know Haaland has and will score more goals than Isak, but genuinely, I mean, I think Haaland's a bit younger. If push comes to shove, but I probably prefer Isak, because Isak you could put out wide. Isak you could like dribble and take on players. He's an amazing finisher. Like, genuinely, in a fit and firing Man City team, how many goals does Alexander Isak score? Like, people said the same about Harry Kane. Of course, Harry Kane eventually went to Bayern when he didn't get his move to Man City. But just Kane scores goals for fun, like, all the freaking time. Like, he scored like 50 goals for something like Bayern this season. I know it's Bayern or whatever. He just always scores for England. His scoring rate for England is insane. And we're not always free scoring creative team, England. Often we're like bumbling, and under Southgate we're not entirely sure. Kane always scores goals. So I think had Kane gone to Man City, he might have done the Haaland record as well. Genuinely. You know, because Pep would have been like, right, Kane, you know, we're going to give you all these chances, you're going to score. And if you look at his career and his conversion rate, he'd score. So similarly, I wonder with Isak if you put him in that Man City side. He did say, Alexander Isak, that he would like to go to a Premier League club with a big history in Europe. So all the Arsenal fans' heads immediately dropped like, that's not us. And all the Liverpool heads perked up going, ooh, we've won the European Cup 6 times. And of course, the merry-go-round has gone. So what is it? Victor Gyökeres to Arsenal, Isak possibly to Liverpool, which I do think will be curtains for the league. I think they just win the league if they get him. Personally, he's just so good. That's my opinion. Osimhen, he could go to Man United. I think he genuinely could go to Man United. He still could go to Chelsea. And Liam Delap would go to Chelsea, which would upset a lot of Chelsea fans. Maybe not me so much. I'll probably be a little bit annoyed that we didn't get an aura striker, but I'd be happy we got a striker. Anyway, I mean, it's very, very tough. It's very, very tough. But it'll be a massive story to cover over the summer. Of course, that is something I will try and do. Guys, keep it locked to the channel. Thank you for supporting my content, as always, for liking and subscribing. Yeah, man. And hopefully see you back here soon. Peace.